What we did here, now this is quite a job, so I don't know if anyone would volunteer for this laboratory and checking stools, but first the stool was measured. You can see at the bottom here. We had a control group. We measured the stool weight, and here it was 571 grams wet, 177 grams dry, the moisture level, and the frequency of these people going to the bathroom, and this was over a 5-day period. Okay? So most of these people were not regular. They were going to the bathroom less than 1 time a day. Now, we put in 20 grams of this fiber in a day, getting 20 grams, and suddenly the stool weight went up from 571 to 778. So suddenly the weight of the stool went up, the dry weight went up, the moisture level maintained, and the frequency of defecation went up almost 2 more times. They went to the bathroom in a period of 5 days. So from not going regularly every day, they went almost 6 times in 5 days. So this is just in this 5-day period of test. So it starts to moderate these kinds of things. Now, this is a science we've named Stoolology, and we're looking for some people who want to work in this area. But what you have to do is you have to set and grade these stools. And we have a chart. First is you check the frequency. So you have to hang around the bathroom a lot to check people's frequency. But if they go twice a day, they get 4 points. If they go once a day, they get 2 points. This is like being in grade school. You know, you get little stars for every time you go. If you don't go every day, you only get 1 point. Okay? Or you're inconsistent. Second, we look at stool volume. If you have a lot of volume, you get 4 points. You know, it's like when you're training a baby, and I know Isabella just in the stool training, so now when she goes and sits on the potty, everybody claps and says, wonderful, how great it is. You know, look what you've done. Okay, she gets 4 points. Okay. Now, if you don't do that, you don't get any points, or 1 point. The stool condition, whether it's soft, it's hard, it's diarrhea, it's watery, all of that has to be checked, okay? And people are all over it to get points. And then the feeling after you go to the bathroom. Everybody knows this. Sometimes you go to the bathroom and you feel great. You know, when you take your NutriCleanse and you take a lot of fiber, people say, man, I feel so great. You know, I can go to the bathroom in like 20 seconds. I've done my job and man, it feels so great. It's a really good feeling. What about those that have to go in there and spend 30 or 40 minutes and read all the LA Times? They get negative while they're doing it. So, some people don't get any points because they feel that even after they go, there's still some left. And they sit around for another 30 minutes to see if it's going to come out as well. And then 1 point, if you know that there's a lot in there, but it's very, very hard and you have a hard time getting it out, okay? So all of these have to be checked, and then we rank them. This is a messy job. So you can see, how do you rank here today? So you know, in the early days of medical care, the first thing the doctor asks you is, how's your stool? And in fact, good doctors still ask you if you go to the bathroom, you know. And how often do you go? And what does it look like? Because that was an indicator. People would look at the urine, they'd look at the stool, and they would determine a lot before we had all the fancy tests. We would just ask people, you know, about these kind of things. Now, this first one is if you have dry solid, you know what that does. That can really tear at the linings, and you can have hemorrhoids, and you can stress and strain. All you have to do is go down here to this bathroom and you'll see people will be in there beating on the walls, they'll be yelling and screaming. Sooner or later, blood will be coming out. And of course, one of the most ideal is what we call a banana. Okay? So you can check where you're at. Then the pastry. And then the muddy. And then the watery. So you got to get a little bit aware of where you're at and watch this product begin to correct these kinds of problems.